Okay, so I'm not exactly sure how to start this video because there are a couple of different things that we need to talk about today that are really important. First of all, we're going to go ahead and talk about when Minecraft Steve was first being planned to join Super Smash Bros. Now, the interesting thing about this is that Steve might not have been planned to be in Ultimate, but he might have actually been planned to be in Super Smash Bros. For Wii U and 3DS. That's the first thing we're going to talk about. After that, we're going to go ahead and talk about VERGEBEN because obviously he made a lot of claims that we were going to be getting Minecraft content at some point, and there were a lot of people who were saying, okay, you're obviously wrong, we're not getting Minecraft content, but now it looks as though VERGEBEN's record is getting a little bit better. And then finally, we're going to go ahead and talk about a MII costume leak that I'm sure you guys all already know a lot about because this has been out for a really long time, and now that we have some Microsoft characters coming to the game, it's very possible that this leak could end up being true, so let's just go ahead and get into it, shall we? So guys, like I said, the first thing that we're going to go ahead and talk about is how long Minecraft Steve has actually been talked about, because obviously, as you all already know, if Sakurai and Nintendo want to get a third-party character or an indie character into Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, it's not like that they could just like take the character and put them into the game. They obviously have to write up contracts, non-disclosure agreements, and everything else like that. And Steve, honestly, to me, seems like he took a lot longer than a lot of different characters, so let's go ahead and find out exactly how long he had waited. So we have a tweet from a guy named Kaplan over on Twitter who goes ahead and says, "Guess when these discussions started? Any takers?" To which Imran Khan goes ahead and says he's literally one of the co-founders of Mojang, talking about how long it's been in development because someone said that it was 3 years, and then he was like, oh no, like that's not long enough, and then Kaplan goes ahead and says 3 is not enough, at least 5. So it turns out that Minecraft Steve has been in talks for over 5 years, which has led many people to believe that we actually might have like seen Steve in Super Smash Bros. For Wii U and 3DS had they come up with agreements quicker. Obviously, it probably took a lot of time for Sakurai to come around to the idea of adding Steve into Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, just because, like, Steve looks like he has a very interesting and very unique moveset, and the way in which he moves is a lot different than all the other fighters, but because this is the Ultimate Super Smash Bros. Game, and he understands that, like, they needed a big character after the reveal of Byleth and Min Min to kind of, like, salvage the second Fighters Pass, like, Steve was definitely the way to go. It is the #1 most sold game of all time, so it definitely makes sense for Minecraft to be represented in Smash. So 5 years about is how long, like, Steve had been in talks between Nintendo and Mojang, and that's just absolutely insane. So after that, the next thing that I want to go ahead and talk about is VERGEBEN. Now, obviously, guys, people have been talking about VERGEBEN ever since, like, I started speculating Super Smash Bros. Ultimate leaks way back before we even knew the base roster. He had been around, so let's just go ahead and kind of go over a timeline with him and Minecraft. Now, obviously, guys, he said that there was going to be some kind of representation of Minecraft in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, but he thought that it was going to be on the base roster. After that, he said it was possible that we could get an assist trophy or a boss in the game, and it seemed as though, like, he had been getting a lot of stuff wrong because lots of people were like, oh, he's not in the base roster, he's not on the first Fighters Pass, so who's to say there's even going to be more DLC and Steve is going to be represented, or Minecraft in general is going to be represented at all. Now, obviously, he did end up being correct because we did end up seeing some kind of Minecraft representation, being the stage, you know, the characters, and everything else like that, so here's kind of what I think happened. Obviously, if you have a source in the Nintendo world, they get all kinds of different information, right? Sakurai and his team have even said themselves before that if you are not on the need-to-know basis, then you do not need to know. Like, they're not going to tell you who the new character is or anything else like that. And the reason why I'm mentioning this right now is because I very specifically remember when Sakurai said this after the Byleth reveal. Sakurai had Byleth completely done, however, only so very few people knew about Byleth at the time when he revealed him and her at the first point, that they were not able to release him for 2 weeks because they had to let all the other Nintendo people find out about him. Obviously, guys, at this point, Sakurai and his team are, like, cracking down on leaks hardcore, and the people who were leaking stuff about Smash Ultimate probably are no longer with Nintendo, so I definitely think that, you know, while they might have heard Minecraft from their source, it is possible that something else could have happened and they could have been fed that it was a boss because their source heard it was a boss, or they could have said it was an item because their source heard it was an item. So just keep that in mind when thinking about VERGEBEN and his Minecraft record. The last thing that I want to go ahead and talk about today is actually a leak that happened a really long time ago, and it's the Kako Mallow leak. Now obviously guys, if you don't remember what the Kako Mallow leak is, I'm going to go ahead and post it up on the screen right now. So here it is, and I'm sure you guys all recognize this, especially because there's Ken over there doing the thumbs up. But there are two Mii costumes here that lots of people believe, you know, is real. It still has not been debunked quite yet, and there's lots of other people who say, you know, anybody can make a Mii costume in the game, it isn't that hard. But no one's been able to disprove it quite yet, so nobody knows if this is real or not. However, at this point, I am leaning towards this being real. Now, obviously, if you guys haven't already heard, Bethesda, who is the company that owns games like Doom, which is where Cacodemon is from, they were recently bought by Microsoft. Now, this is important because obviously Steve and Minecraft are associated with Minecraft, so much so that Steve is kind of a Minecraft character, and because Bethesda is now owned by Microsoft, imagine if we did get this Cacodemon Mii costume revealed tomorrow, because Bethesda already knew it was getting bought by Xbox, and Xbox was like, hey, do you guys also want a couple of Mii costumes from Bethesda now that we own them? So they could send along this Cacodemon Mii costume. At this point, to me, this is looking more and more likely that it is going to end up being real, and if we don't see this, you know, revealed tomorrow, that's going to probably tell me that this isn't real, unless we do see the announcement of Doom Guy and then Doom Guy somehow gets into the game, in which case, you know, it would make sense if he brought along this Mii costume. But otherwise, guys, now that Microsoft owns Bethesda, it makes all the sense in the world for them to allow Nintendo to use a couple of the Bethesda Mii costumes. So in terms of whether or not I believe this is real, honestly guys, I do think that this is real, and at the very least we are probably going to get the Cacodemon Mii costume revealed tomorrow. Now, one of the things that I wanted to go ahead and say about that is, even if we do get the reveal of the Cacodemon Mii costume tomorrow, that's no guarantee that we are also going to get the Mallow Mii costume. I mean, for all we know, guys, maybe Geno is planned to be on the second Fighter's Pass, and this Mallow Mii costume is going to come alongside with him. It is entirely possible. However, if we do see the Cacodemon Mii costume revealed tomorrow, and then we also do see the Mallow costume revealed tomorrow, I believe in that situation, that means that Geno is going to be a deluxe Mii costume. If you guys don't know what I mean by deluxe Mii costume, I'm referring to costumes like Sans and Cuphead, where they don't bring along a stage and they're not playable characters and then like they have their own unique movesets. They're just costumes that you can put on and you look like the character more so than just a normal Mii costume. So if we do end up seeing the reveal of both of these characters tomorrow as Mii costumes, I have a feeling we're getting deluxe Geno, but I'm still crossing my fingers that he joins the battle as a playable character. However, guys, with all of that being said, make sure you guys let me know your thoughts about everything that we talked about in today's video in the comments. And guys, we will be streaming later on today discussing like the impact of Steve and everything else like that. So make sure you guys show up to the stream. I'm looking forward to seeing you all, so have a great rest of your day and take care.